7 things I'll never waste money on again, thanks to Japanese minimalism. What if we told you that Japanese minimalism helped us save thousands of dollars by simply changing our minds about 7 everyday purchases? Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're sharing something pretty personal and honestly life-changing. After diving deep into Japanese minimalism over the past year, we've completely stopped buying 7 specific things that we used to spend way too much money on. And the crazy part, we don't miss any of them at all. Now, before you think this is going to be some extreme story about living with nothing, let us reassure you. We're not talking about giving up coffee or never buying clothes again. We're talking about smart, thoughtful changes that Japanese minimalism taught us to make. These shifts didn't just save us money, they actually made our lives feel richer and more intentional. So grab your favorite drink and get comfortable, because we're about to share exactly what we stopped buying and why these changes have been so incredibly freeing. Plus, we'll show you how Japanese thinking helped us see these purchases in a completely new way. Expensive cleaning products that promise everything. Let's start with something that might surprise you. We used to spend a ridiculous amount of money on specialized cleaning products. You know the ones we're talking about. The fancy bottles that promise to solve every cleaning problem with some magical formula that costs 3 times more than basic alternatives. Japanese minimalism taught us something beautiful about cleaning that completely changed our perspective. The concept of using simple, natural ingredients that serve multiple purposes isn't just about saving money. It's about respecting what you bring into your home. When we learned that most Japanese households use just a few basic ingredients like white vinegar, baking soda, and natural soap for almost all their cleaning needs, we decided to try it ourselves. What we discovered was amazing. Not only did these simple ingredients clean just as well, but our home started feeling fresher and less chemically overwhelming. We weren't constantly running to the store for different products, and we weren't worried about what we were breathing in or what was going down our drains. The Japanese approach showed us that sometimes the simplest solution really is the best one, and our cleaning budget went from over $100 a month to less than $20. Moving on to something that was probably our biggest money drain, let's talk about cheap clothes that seemed like great deals but ended up costing us way more in the long run. We used to buy clothes almost every week, thinking we were being smart by finding good deals and staying trendy. But Japanese minimalism opened our eyes to something called cost per wear, which completely changed how we think about clothing purchases. Instead of looking at the price tag, we started thinking about how many times we'd actually wear something and how long it would last. Suddenly, that $20 shirt that falls apart after 3 washes doesn't seem like such a bargain anymore. The Japanese approach to clothing is all about choosing fewer pieces that you absolutely love and that work well together. When we shifted to buying 1 really good quality item instead of 5 cheap ones, something magical happened. We started enjoying getting dressed more. Our closets became so much easier to manage, and we actually felt more confident in our clothes because everything fit well and looked good. Now we spend about half as much on clothing annually, but we feel like we dress better than ever before. Gadgets that solve problems we don't actually have. Here's something we're a little embarrassed to admit, but we used to be total suckers for kitchen gadgets and organizing tools that promise to make our lives easier. You know what we're talking about. Those special containers for keeping avocados fresh, or that device that's supposed to make perfectly shaped pancakes, or those drawer organizers that cost more than what we were trying to organize. Japanese minimalism helped us realize that most of these gadgets are solutions looking for problems. The Japanese concept of using what you have in multiple ways opened our eyes to how many of these functions could be handled by tools we already owned. That expensive avocado storage container, a simple glass jar works just as well and costs nothing extra. What really changed our thinking was understanding that every gadget we bring home needs space, attention, and maintenance. Even if something works perfectly, if it only serves 1 tiny function, it's probably not worth the space it takes up in our lives. Since we stopped buying single-purpose gadgets, our kitchens and storage areas feel so much more spacious and functional. Plus, we've saved hundreds of dollars that we used to spend on things we thought we needed, but really didn't. Expensive gym memberships we rarely used. Let's talk about something that hits close to home for a lot of us. We used to pay for expensive gym memberships, thinking that spending more money would somehow motivate us to exercise more. Sound familiar? We'd sign up with the best intentions, use it enthusiastically for maybe 2 weeks, and then feel guilty about the monthly charges for the rest of the year. Japanese culture taught us something beautiful about movement and exercise that completely changed our approach. Instead of viewing exercise as something that requires special equipment or locations, we learned to find joy in simple, natural movement that cost nothing at all. Walking meditation, bodyweight exercises at home, stretching routines that use just a mat, and dancing to music we already own. The shift was incredible. When we canceled those expensive memberships and started moving our bodies in ways that felt natural and enjoyable, exercise stopped feeling like a chore and started feeling like self-care. We actually exercise more consistently now than we ever did with those fancy gym memberships, and we're saving over $1,000 a year. Plus, we can exercise anywhere, anytime, without worrying about gym hours or commute time. Books we never actually read. This one might sting a little, but we had to be honest about our book buying habits. We used to buy books constantly, thinking that owning them was somehow the same as reading them. Our shelves were packed with books that we intended to read someday, and we kept buying more because each new book felt like an investment in becoming smarter or more cultured. We started using the library again, which felt like a rediscovery that had been there all along. And we also began the practice of only buying a book after we'd already read it from the library and knew we'd want to reference it multiple times. This change has been transformative for our relationship with learning and reading. When we're not constantly accumulating unread books, we actually read more and retain more of what we read. We're also discovering authors and topics we never would have tried when we felt pressured to justify every book purchase. Our book budget went from hundreds of dollars a month to maybe $50, and we're reading more than ever before. Subscription services we forgot we had. Finally, let's talk about something that's probably draining money from your account right now without you even realizing it. We used to have so many subscription services for streaming, apps, delivery services, and digital tools that we honestly lost track of what we were paying for each month. The Japanese principle of mindful consumption helped us realize that many of these subscriptions were just digital clutter that we weren't actually using. We did a complete audit and discovered we were paying for 3 different streaming services when we only regularly used one, plus multiple app subscriptions that we'd completely forgotten about. The process of canceling unused subscriptions felt incredibly freeing. We weren't just saving money, we were simplifying our digital lives and reducing the number of choices we had to make every day. Now we're much more intentional about any recurring payments, and we review them every few months to make sure we're still getting real value. This simple change has saved us over $2,000 a year. The ripple effect of mindful spending. What's beautiful about embracing these Japanese minimalism principles is that the changes create this wonderful ripple effect throughout your entire life. When you stop wasting money on things that don't add real value, you suddenly have more resources for the things that do matter to you. Maybe that's investing in experiences with people you love, or maybe it's having an emergency fund that gives you peace of mind. Or perhaps it's being able to work a little less because you need less money to feel satisfied with your life. The freedom that comes from mindful spending based on Japanese principles isn't just financial, it's emotional and mental too. We'd love to hear about your own experiences with mindful spending. What purchases have you reconsidered lately? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you're ready to explore more ways that Japanese minimalism can transform your relationship with money and possessions, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Your journey toward more intentional living starts with your very next purchase decision.